Bob, Sean just said despite what some of the numbers say, he thought the offense did some good things tonight. Couldn't do enough, but would you agree with that? It's shown some signs.
Well, I guess. I mean, it's hard to win when you don't make layups. It's hard to win. I mean, we had 1-footer after 1-footer after 1-footer and don't make any of them. And then I thought the 3 front ends that we missed, and you just see guys' heads go down. That I thought that really hurt us. The carelessness in inbounding the ball hurt us. I mean, the reality is we're not good enough to make those kind of mistakes. We're not. But we haven't made layups all year.
Kansas did it last game too, but rebounding advantage and points in the paint advantage was distinctive in both of these against the Jayhawks. That's just their size and strength.
Yeah, McCormick's a pro. I mean, McCormick is a very good player. Their 2 starting guards are as big as our power forwards. Yeah, and we've got to kind of reload it. But as I told our guys, we went through this one other time, and we just played a bunch of freshmen in a conference tournament. And if you recall, we lost to Kansas in what it was at the semifinals, because you had guys that wanted to play, guys that competed.
Anything else?
So these last 5, you said, I mean, you've missed layups all year. What's the key down the stretch to try to get some wins?
I don't know. I was thinking about maybe just having, instead of shoot a layup, just turn around and throw it back. I'll let a guy shoot a 3. Probably at the end of the day, that'd be more fruitful for us than having guys continue to miss layups. It's just not. I mean, it's. I've been doing this a long time. I've never seen anything like it. It's you learn early on. Most people do in their careers that you got to look at the rim, know where the rim is. I mean, how do you throw it all the way over the rim? Multiple times. Hard to understand. And then we just went to sleep. I don't know if maybe we should have got some guys out and got them a little bit more of a rest. But I thought we did a pretty good job of. We played the freshmen, a few minutes to try to spell some guys, and it's tough with Keedy and Malik because they're both little. When their guards are 6'4", 6'5", it's hard to play both of them at the same time. We're probably going to have to, though.
Coach, what are your thoughts on what can be salvaged over the last 5 games?
Well, Justin, contrary to popular belief, we're not out of it. Kansas State lost today. I think that's 8 or 9 losses for them. Everybody's got somewhere 7 to 10 losses. Virtually everybody, but the people who are playing to win the league. Oklahoma's what, 14-13, and they're still in the NCAA tournament according to the prognosticators. I mean, if they can be in, we sure ought to be in. we just, we've got to go take care of business. If we're going to play 3 games in a week, and if we lose 2 of the 3, we're probably done. Well, not really, because then I think we got 3 the next week out of that, but it sure make it a lot harder. But there's still opportunity there, so as long as there's opportunity there and there's a chance to keep fighting, we're going to keep fighting.
Well, 5 turnovers tonight. Passing, I don't know, could you suggest that something like that was coming, or does that number surprise you? Not like you're passing this season.
We should well, I mean, like, we played guards. We're basically playing 4 guards. Shouldn't turn it over. We just do. We got some really dumb plays from guys that know better. I think we get too excited about making a play that there's really not a play there to make, and then we end up, we miss 3 front ends, and they go down and make 6 free throws, and we miss what it really amounts to 6 free throws.
Coach, you got Sean and Taz kind of got up to, they were basically the offense over the first maybe 6 minutes of the game, and then, they got it kind of going in the second half as well. How disappointing that at this juncture of the season that, obviously, you're going to be dependent upon those 2 guys, but no one else has kind of stepped up consistently at this point.
Keaty's been good. Keaty does a lot of really good things. And Keaty scored the ball against Kansas State. Keaty didn't shoot it as well today, but we're not near as good a team when he's not on the floor. And think about what Malik's done over the course of the season. He's the guy who, really, when we struggled to score, he's the guy who got us baskets. That's why I started running that bust those guys out of a stack and try to open the floor up a little bit for him to use the ball screen. The reality of it is, when you're you need everything that you can get, and then you go to the line and go miss 3 front ends, or we start the game by missing how many 1-footers. We can't survive that. We're not good enough to survive that. And we've talked about it and worked on it. And I think to a degree we're all spoiled. I think the guys that we've had come through here before were pretty good. And this is not meant to be an excuse, but you give us Deuce and Derek, and we're probably one of the top 2 teams in the league. And it's like I was saying to people before that, we have, the NCAA comes up with all of these ingenious rules, and they've never changed, like the rule of how long you can stay in the draft. That makes no sense to me. you're taking guys that really aren't near as good as the guys that you have, but you don't know if you're going to have those guys, and then throw on top of that the portal, and it's a different deal, man.
Coach,
Well, let me just say this, Mez, real quick. Everybody was all goo-goo about, Texas and all the great guys that Chris got, and Chris is really a good coach, and they can't win with those guys. What are we doing? It's the team that he left at Texas Tech is pretty good. Those are guys that, they're, for the most part, they're transfer guys, but they're not. It wasn't this portal stuff, and they weren't player of the year in this and player of the year in that. They were guys who were hungry, who wanted to win, who wanted to, they wanted to play on the big stage. That's what we got to do. We got to go get some hungry guys. We're not hungry enough, and so that's for another day.
Can that change over the short amount of time, or?
I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't experienced this a whole lot. So.
Bob, if I might, how and where do you find those guys? Are they on your roster? Do you just flip over rocks? Do you work connections? Is it high schools? Is it junior colleges? Is it transfers? Is it all the above? Or is
all the above.
Okay.
All the above. We've got, Larry's been around for close to 40 years. Ronnie's been around. I've obviously been around. We ought to be able to find some people. But Mike, I don't think taking all those guys like they did and try to put them together I don't think that works. They're all trying to get theirs. They all think they're pros. I don't. The guys that have been successful here at this university, by and large, are guys that felt it was a privilege to be here at this level, and played their butts off, and they got better and better. And the guys who didn't subscribe to that theory ended up somewhere else. I'd give my right arm for Cam Thurman. Because he competed, wanted to win, loved the university, loved the state, loved the people, wanted to represent. And I'm not saying our guys don't now. They just don't have that same fire.